Okay, so today we're looking at how to make, I don't even know what that says. What does this say? I can read Popin Cookin. It's by Crazy. I guess you'd have to be pretty crazy not to buy this. Look at this. Look. Something about me I've realized recently is I describe everything as little. So the only adjective I seem to have in my vocabulary when I see something that's pretty cute or something that's like impressive, I'm like, oh, look at this little thing here. So it's some sort of ramen kit, like a little, I don't know if it's candy. I have no idea what it's going to taste like, to be perfectly honest, but I guess that's what we're going to find out. But it's a sort of like assemble it yourself ramen kit. And it's got like a little, what is that? If we can just focus on it. There we go. This is my first time using a camera like this, by the way. But that's a little gyoza, I believe that's called. And obviously...
No, that's a gyoza.
That's a gyoza. What's this? Oh, that's like a Naruto, isn't it? The little swirly sort of thing that they put in ramen. Is that called a Naruto?
Could be.
I have no idea. So, well, that's an egg. I know what an egg is. And look, you see, it shows here like you can make the noodles yourself. So I'm looking forward to having like little noodles and broth and what looks like sprinkles in there, but I'm guessing that's supposed to be vegetables. And so that's well, it's written in Japanese, as you can see over here. It says
it's not a spring roll; it's a sprinkle roll.
What, really? I guess so. I guess that's supposed to be vegetables. And look, this little there. See, I did it. We'll start a drinking game. So whenever I say little to describe anything, and I promise I won't try to do it on purpose. But yeah, just take a drink anytime I say little to describe anything. But yeah. So we've got a character here, a cute, let's just say small character, who's all ready to be carrying in the little tray. I did it! The little tray of ramen. And I guess that's supposed to be a jelly. Did we start there? I think we started with the jelly. But yeah, so this is a gyoza. This here, like, it looks to me like either like a pasty or like a pot sticker, like a dumpling. But I guess it's supposed to be a gyoza.
It could be that.
And yeah, as you described, sprinkle rolls. And the best thing about this is no bake. Just add water. So we can do all of this right here on our little living room table. All right, let's have a look at...
How do you describe the table? The little living room table. Being the biggest object you can see.
Told you that this is the only descriptive word that I know. Let's look at what's on the other side. All right, so one thing stands out to me straight away when I look at the back here is like, oh, there's very nice pictures detailing each step, but the instructions themselves
a little hard to understand.
May be a little bit hard to follow, given, again, I believe they're all in Japanese, but it looks very intricate. It looks very intricate. It looks like there's a lot of stuff going on. It won't be too difficult to... Oh, what's this? We've got like a little app or something over here that will translate. Or even like what looks like a video tutorial. No, we're making a video ourselves. We don't need a video tutorial. We're smart enough. And I don't know what's going on here with this little symbol with the music on it. Does that mean like you get a little soundtrack to listen to as you make your little... I did it again. When you make your little food kit? I hope so. Maybe it's just suggesting you listen to music. Maybe we should put on something like Bob Seger or something in the background while we're putting this together. No. Anyway, so I should get the instructions in English so I can follow along. But yeah, it looks fairly straightforward, and we'll also open this up shortly too. So I found the instructions through using the QR translator from the box here, and thankfully these instructions are in English, and I think they show a bit more detailed instructions. So I don't want to spoil anything. We should follow this step by step and really get into it. So if we're ready, we might as well open this up and see, make sure we've got everything, because it'll be a disaster if we open this up and we're missing half the ingredients. So, all right. How do you open this? Oh, I see. There's a little tab here. And let's open it. Let's see what's in it. Let's have a look. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. One of the instructions I saw said, don't throw this bag away. Don't ruin this bag, because you can use it as like a little... Drink, everybody. You can use it as a little display mat for your wonderful creation at the end. So I'm going to open this up without ruining it. Perfect. Didn't even need to use my teeth. And then now we can find out what is in this. So we'll put that there. Do I even need this anymore? Don't think so. Let's throw that away. Okay. All right. So I'm going to flatten this out so I can use it later. There we go. Look at that. See? Look, it's a nice little serving plate. Not exactly the flattest serving plate in the world, but I guess...
but a little one.
I wasn't going to describe it as little.
You did.
I did. I know. But that's, yeah. I need to expand my vocabulary, so I think I should pull out, I should get out a thesaurus. I should get out
using the word big.
Yeah, I should get... Well, nothing about this is big. The only thing big is my excitement about putting all this together. But, yeah, I should get a thesaurus out and just look up the word little in the thesaurus. Look up the word little. I'd like I'm doing a second take like it's a podcast. Look up the word little in the thesaurus and just read out another one of those words as I go. But let's see if I can really stretch myself here. So this is pate, tecto, masa. Dough powder, in other words. And it's blue. This is soup powder or soupe, sin, sopa. We're learning here. We're learning soup in different languages. What those languages are, search me, I don't know. What's this? Okay, now we've got noodle powder. Nuil. Name one. I feel like I'm insulting people now, just through my pronunciation. Talarin. Or Macario. Macareo. Okay, yellow. And this red one is... I also feel a little bit like I'm doing a children's book. Would you agree? Like, can I... There we go. I'm going to go up a little bit closer here. There we go. So, can we read what these say? Ingredients. Ingredientes. I'm guessing these are the sprinkles that we saw on the front. And we've got one more thing here. Sorry I wasn't closer before, but I'm not filming, so I don't know where things are. And this is our mango pudding. Mango pudding or mango pudding. Or like this one. Mango pudding. Majoro bled. Yes. So that's the Russian one. All right. What else have we got here? We got this little bag that says Popin Cookin. I'm guessing, just guessing, that we put like the liquid in here, puncture one of the corners like it's a little piping bag. Sorry, it's a pequeña piping bag.
You're just saying little in a different language.
Well, pequeño, I should say. And then we can squeeze out the petite noodles from the piping bag, but I guess we'll get there. This is what Linden would refer to as a dessert fork. Is that correct? Or would you say this is more like a cheese fork?
It's too small to be a dessert fork.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess this is what we're going to use to be mixing stuff. Oh, look. Here is the pint-sized mold for the mango pudding. Or the mango pudding. And I guess this is a toothpick, so we can get all the little bits of powder out of our teeth when we're done. Well, I'm guessing this is just a puncture
Probably
bag.
for detailing.
Or maybe detailing. I guess we'll find out. All right. So I've just discovered as well, thankfully I just grabbed some scissors. I've just discovered as well, according to the instructions, that I have to cut up all these molds, which is kind of a pain. I kind of want to just leave them as they are. But they say, don't cut across the red line. Well, don't cut across this line, I guess. But, okay, this is going to be interesting. So I have to...
Ooh, sorry, I'm getting weird camera angles.
You can be as experimental as you want. We've got a regular David Lynch filming this this little craft project. By the way, I just want to point out, I threw the box away, let me grab it. I just want to point out as well that even though Linda and I are adults, it does say on the front... where did it go? I did see it somewhere. Here, in Japanese, in this small circle on the side, it does say for kids. So if I can't work this out, if I can't do this, that says something about me, because this is almost strictly made for children. There's a music note there.
Oh.
I don't understand why. I guess that's our ramen bowl. Okay, so this is our... Wait. What's this for? Is that used for anything? I guess we'll cut it out regardless.
Maybe it's for the spring rolls.
Maybe. I I guess that looks right. So this mold, I guess, is supposed to... I have not cut up anything like this for ages. In fact, I've never done anything like this, so if I screw up, we know it's all my fault from inexperience, but not for lack of trying, because we're all about positivity here today. So if I screw up, I won't be going, fucking hell, Jesus Christ, I'm going to be acting like there's children in the audience who now would have learnt a couple of new words, potentially.
They've learnt how to always use the word little.
Yeah, well, they're going to learn all new words for little, such as small, petite, tiny, cute. To stick with the theme, I know it's not, I know cute is not a synonym for small, but kawaii is the Japanese word, or very similar to cute, is it not?
Yeah, sure.
I feel a little bit like, and this is a reference for all the adults out there who are watching, not the kids. I feel a bit like Peter Russell Clark in one of his cooking shows. So whenever he's taking steps, he's sort of filling you in and giving you bits of information as he goes. Because it's sort of like he gets paid by the word, almost. I'm not being paid at all. In fact, this is costing me money to do. Do you know how much this little kit cost, Linden?
Yes.
How much did it cost?
It was $8, right?
I remember you looked at that price and you're like, $8? No, thanks. Well, we're getting more than our $8 worth here right now because we're having fun. I am supposed to cut this out, right?
Yeah.
I think it's that one there. Okay, cool.
The big round one?
Yeah.
I think
and this is going to be our ramen bowl, isn't it? So, get off there. I'm not saying anything right now. I'm concentrating so hard. See, this is the point where you...
This is the point
where you
sing the ramen bowl song.
This is how we cut the ramen bowl. If you want to put some food in your hole, but make sure it's your mouth, because ramen's too hot to put in your bum.
Oh, lovely.
It's an important lesson for all the children out there. That looks kinda wonky, if you ask me.
That's all right.
But, you know, if children...
can only go up from here.
Yes, if children are able to do it, then I can do it. And I tell you what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to cut the sides of this mold because I can sense that this is going to be a huge pain in the jacksie in the future. It doesn't say to do this. So if you're following along at home with your own kit, don't do this. But, you know, I'm smarter than the instructions, so...
I like how you're just guessing that this will be easier.
Well, the instructions aren't that detailed, but just looking at it, I don't want to have to maneuver my fingers. All right, we're done with the cutting. What is the next step? Let's have a look. All right, make mango pudding or mango puddum. Yeah, mango puddum. We're going to do that right now. So, all we're going to do is add... Is that in focus? Let's have a look. Oh, it's like doing that TV thing of...
Yes, that's why I was like
flickering.
Avoiding.
Oh, well, everyone has seen this a million times. So add water to the cup until it is half full, and add powder from the orange packet. I'm guessing all of the powder, and then mix. Now, because this stuff is so small, here's the mold. Because this stuff is also small, I'm hoping that with my big clunky hands, I don't just end up knocking everything over and spilling it and ruin everything. So... I've even got my brand new, I got these, not specifically for this project, but I got these today because I found out, and Linden was making fun of me, that I've been, for years, my whole life, I've been using dessert spoons instead of tablespoons to measure things. Dessert spoons are half the amount of milliliters that a tablespoon is. So I've been doing the wrong measurement for years, and I had no idea. But not today. I've got this. Sorry, I'm getting too close, I'm getting too excited. And we've got to fill this up halfway. Wow, that's way less water than I thought it was going to be. This is going to take 3 years and a day. Got my little,
I also like how you're like, I want the mug as far away as possible.
Well, we're not about self-promotion here today. But I do have this beautiful Potential Spoilers branded mug that's been supplied by Rosanna Doherty. So thank you very kindly, Rosanna, for giving me that. Very much appreciated. Now we've got to put the orange powder. I think that's halfway. Would you say that's halfway? Does that look half full?
It looks half empty to me.
Well, we all know who the optimist is and who the pessimist is. So we're going to... I'm just going to smell the powder for everyone at home. Mm-hmm. It smells like nothing. All right, so I'm just going to very carefully empty this powder into here. It's not even orange, it's white. So I've got to stir this, I'm guessing. I'm not even following the instructions, I'm just jumping ahead here. Actually, that tastes pretty good. Now, this is a jelly, from what I understand. So make sure you get nice and tight in on this mixing here, because everyone at home has got to see this beautiful technique. And they also want to see my really sort of veiny, hairy palms. So this is...
hairy palms.
Yeah, look at them.
That's the back of your hand.
Well, we'll see the palms soon enough, won't we? If you play your cards right, everyone will get a Class A look at my palms by the end of the video. All right, does that look mixed enough? I'm guessing that's mixed enough. I'm going to taste this as well to see what it tastes like. Blech! Tell you what, it tastes pretty good to me. And so this is going to set in 10 minutes. So that gives us 10 minutes to do everything else we need to do before we get this back out. All right, go. Let's continue. Okay, so next up...
room temperature?
Well, it doesn't say to put it in the fridge, so I'm showing there's no oven involved, so let's just presume. So next it says, make ramen toppings with an exclamation mark. Boiled egg and fish cake. Oh, thank God, I freaked out for a second. I'm like, oh no, it's got sides on it. I just cut the sides off. But no, it's this one here. Thank goodness. All right, so we're going to pour water up to the line in the tray. Yes, I can see the line. We're going to use our handy measuring spoon again. You don't need to see me scooping the water.
I'm just showing like the distance that you're doing it. And I like how you're doing it over your phone as well.
It's fine.
So maximum risk.
Maximum reward. Okay. So add powder from the blue packet. Mix until powder is gone. So we saw this step before. We're going to see it again, but this time with blue powder. But will it be blue or do you think it will be white? I'm guessing white because...
You saw in the instructions? So
in the instructions, it's white. Okay, so here we go. So this little mold here, that seems like a lot of powder to water, but I guess it's supposed to be a pretty dry mixture. It's not supposed to be liquidy. Yeah, this little mold has a star on the bottom. I guess I'll use the fork. No, I'll use this side. I'm smart. Because otherwise, it'll get all mixed up. So make sure you get nice and tight there. The camera's right next to my face, so you'll hear my voice even clearer now. All right, so I'm supposed to mix until the powder is gone, but there is so much powder. Let's not forget at all for a second that this is supposed to be for children. Let me just go further ahead in the instructions. Mix until powder is gone and then knead the dough in your hands.
Ooh.
So we're going to get real hands-on. So we talked about palm action before. We're going to get some palm action in no time at all.
It's going to get full of hair, though.
All right, I see your point. I screwed up there. I don't actually have hairy palms because I'm no longer a teenager. And my... no, I won't go there. Do you think I should add in a little bit more water, or do you reckon this is good consistency?
I can't tell. I can't even tell if it's in focus.
It feels powdery.
Well, you've got to like take it out and use it as dough. So if it's
let's do that.
If it's still too powdery to do that,
well, there's some powder on the table now, but we can always do like the baker thing and add more water if need be. Oh, great. I didn't think this would be this messy. I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. All right.
First time for everything.
I'm going to make a special meal for you, Jerry. All right, folks at home. Do you think this is...
Wet your hands a little.
Do you think this is going well or poorly? You be the judge. Leave a comment on the bottom and make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you want to get all notifications. I don't even think this is going to go on YouTube. All right, so I should attempt to clean up some of this powder. Good thing I cleaned this table beforehand. This beautiful vintage, I want to say. At least 2 years old now, so it is vintage, at least by Gary Glitter standards. Modular coffee table, supplied by our sponsor, Aldi, who is not our sponsor. Nobody saw me drop that, so it's all good. This is actually feeling pretty good.
Oh, I bet.
This is feeling pretty good as a dough. So I'm glad I didn't add any more water, because I think... Oh, wait, I've got to do like the baker thing of like rolling it out like that. So everyone follow my technique along at home.
Oh, is this going to be the noodles?
No, this isn't the noodles, because let's not forget that we have our noodle powder over here, our little orange thing. This is going to be our... I'm just going to wet my hands a little bit. This is going to be our gyoza, and it's also going to be our egg, as we can see here from this mold. Now, something I learnt in baker school, and when I say in baker school, I didn't actually spend any time in baking school. I did once...
Just the street.
No, I did once, in Baker Street, visiting Sherlock Holmes, and winding away down in Baker Street. While I was cleaning the floor of a bakery one time, I learnt that if you over-knead dough, it becomes too firm, and then it becomes too hard to eat. All right, let's get making the mold. But before that, I've got to wash my hands. So we're going to have a dramatic cut here, and then I'll be back with a clean table and a washed hands. All right, and through the power of a jump cut, magically much cleaner table, and we've got our mold here, and my hands are much cleaner too. But now I'm going to make the egg. All right, so I don't know if this is too big or too small, but I guess we'll find out. Have you ever noticed that eggs in other countries are a lot bigger than our eggs? Chicken eggs, that is, because ostrich eggs are obviously huge no matter where you go. But chicken eggs are... So I'm supposed to tear off 2 pieces, so I guess I'll tear off a slightly smaller piece. But yeah, you look at American eggs. So if you watch American cooking channels, or if you watch a movie with eggs in it, American eggs are massive, and I have no idea why.
All right, I'm going to blow your mind here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the supermarket, there's like a big aisle full of eggs. And if you actually look at what they all say, there's actually different sizes of eggs. And you can get different like milligrams.
But our eggs are also brown and often speckled. And then in Japan, for example, or even in America, I've noticed that eggs are, this isn't looking very egg-shaped, by the way. I'm just going to press this in a bit more. Hopefully we get...
Looking a bit pear-shaped.
But I've noticed that, like, their egg shells seem to be tougher and they're white. They're like pure white. And I don't know if that's a genetics thing or if they have different types of chickens. Let's see. Does that look like an egg to people? Kind of. Let me just shape it a little bit. It looks more like an avocado.
I was going to say it's an avocado.
It's a white avocado, or like a little ball of rice. So I'm going to just divot this a little bit myself, because I'm not exactly happy with how that turned out. But there we go. If I'm not happy with that, then I'm going to be less happy with the gyoza. No, not the gyoza, the Naruto. All right. So they call this a fish cake in the instructions.
Well, there you go. Little treat for the fishes.
And you were the one who said little that time. How is this going to work? Am I supposed to, like, take out the excess until the mold is filled? I guess so. That might look better, I'm thinking. I'm already disappointed by the egg. My hopes of this being, like, a beautiful, perfect recreation of a tiny ramen kit is quickly being dashed because I'm like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And this is supposed to be for children. I'm imagining like the children at this stage will start crying. They're like, no, it doesn't look like the picture. No. All right, moment of truth. Let's see how it turned out. I tell you what. Let's try and get that in focus. I tell you what. It's okay. It's better than nothing.
I'm looking forward to the part where you, like, paint them.
Oh, great. I was thinking that the whole time. I'll tell you what I'll do. Just to impress everybody at home. I will use the edge of this to try and clean up this shape a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not too fussed.
I think you've used too much.
You took too much, man. Too much. This isn't really working. Oh, maybe a little bit. Let's see here. I'll tell you what, that's looking slightly better. By the way, I had no idea that those Naruto were fish cakes. So does that mean that whole anime is basically just called fish cakes? Right, now we're going to make the gyoza. Divide the remaining dough in a quarter. Alright, so we've got to turn this into 4 pieces. So let's just tear it in half. I think I've slightly over-kneaded the dough. It's becoming very sort of rubbery. And then this in half again. And then we'll make those balls. Why not? And this one in half. I tell you what, I can smell that jelly cup. This mango pudding. I can just smell that. And it's all the way over there on the other side of the table. But for some reason I can smell it quite strongly. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that above anything else, because I have no idea what this is going to taste like. Alright, so I'm supposed to spread one dough evenly to match the shape and size of the packaging pouch. So this is the packaging pouch. Hold on, there's like a little circle here. Oh, am I supposed to cut this in half?
No, I said do not cut it in half.
Then how come? Look at this! Look at this! So if we look here, if we look at this top picture,
yeah,
there's like a little half, unless that's pre...
So what you do is you put it on and then you fold it in half.
Wait. It's on the packaging. I think I'm supposed to use this packaging to make the size. By the way, my balls are uneven. And so is the dough. Alright, that's one for you, Mum. That's a joke for you, Mum. So you can send that to the grandparents at Christmas time. In the Christmas card. If you want to, like, recap what's going on in Kieran's year. And Linden was there too, so he's involved now, so too bad.
Well, everyone's the way they just are.
What are you talking about?
Your balls do not sit evenly. One's higher than the other. And it corresponds with what hand you are dominant with.
Really?
Yes.
What's the scientific reason behind that?
I don't know, but it's like the opposite.
Wait, you're saying it's the opposite to what your strong hand is?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a balance thing?
There you go.
Like, if it was like the same, you'd be tilting on one side.
Exactly.
Like, you'd be walking down the street.
That's why women have such terrible balance. They don't have a counteracting balls.
That's a good point. I never even thought of that. That's a great idea.
Maybe their breasts
Great
hang at
theory.
different.
Yeah. Some breasts can be, like, lower than others. They're not always perfectly even, and people are really self-conscious about that stuff, but it doesn't bother me. You know, my breasts are even, so I can't be too... How did we get here? This is for children. This is already a disaster. How do you think this step is going, Linden? What's your impressions here? Do you think my bits of pastry here are looking fairly decent?
They're looking... I don't know. It could be worse.
I'm going to see. I'll tell you what. It is looking fairly like it is. And let's face it. Children aren't going to do a better job than me, are they? Children aren't going to do a better job than me. But if we had 4 hours to do this video, I could sit here and make sure that the sides are perfectly round. But when you get a pizza, like the pizza, it doesn't have a perfectly spherical outer layer. Let's have a look at this. This is looking okay. We'll make sure that's in focus. I can see the background really clearly, but not it. There we go. That's beautiful. Okay. And yeah, you can see like your pizza dough is going to be kind of wonky around the edges. And this is tiny, and I have big meat hooks. So I think this is all fair. So then we've got to...
To be honest, it feels like we've been doing this for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Then I've got to put this on here. Like this. I don't know if I'm supposed to go all the way to the edge.
I think you are. Because that gives it like the texture.
I can do that myself. I'm an accomplished baker, having cleaned a bakery floor for several weeks. I guess we want our ingredients. So we want a little bit of our ingredients. So this is our ingredientes, as we see. Just going to cut that open, and we want a little bit on each side. So this is going to be... it smells like sugar. We want a little bit of ingredientes. Why is it just red? I thought it was supposed to be green. Whoops. Let's try and even that up, and I want to make sure I don't spill that everywhere too. Let's try and even that up. Nah, screw it. Screw it. We're going by taco rules here, you know? It's not about...
The last one's going to be, like, empty.
Tacos are like the opposite of people. It's not what's on the inside that counts. It's how it ends up looking. All right, then we've got to close the mold and press the sides together. So we close it like that. Press the sides together like that. And now here we go, folks. So if we have a little bit of a drum roll here, I can guarantee you when I open up this mold, it's not going to be together. It's just going to open up and it's going to spill out everywhere. All right. So let's see. All right. Drum roll. Some of the sprinkles came out, but it actually turned out better than expected. Look at that. Look at that. I'm well impressed with that. Now we've just got to do that again. 3 more times.
2 more. 1 more time.
I just realized I screwed up. We're supposed to be making spring rolls. Oh, we can just use these to make the spring rolls, can't we?
Yes.
So we're only making 2 gyoza.
Yes.
And we're making 2 spring rolls. So these are perfect. So I've really set myself up perfectly for the spring rolls. Happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say. You ever watched a Bob Ross video yourself, Linden?
No, I always do it by a proxy.
Oh yeah? How does that work?
It's very difficult. I assigned someone else to watch it for me.
Why is it all red? Okay. Oops.
You know, you don't have to do it on both sides because you're pushing them together.
That's what it said to do in the instructions. And if I don't follow the instructions, we don't have anything. No, for the gyoza.
Oh.
All right. So I was so impressed with how the last one turned out. I'm really, really hoping... Here we go, a little bit closer action. A bit of palm action for everybody who missed out before. I don't know why you're coming in late. Maybe you skipped ahead in the video. Not surprised. I'm not charmed by this. I'm going to move ahead. TikTok generation as well. So that means I got to do like a TikTok highlight reel for this as well, don't I?
I don't think anyone who uses TikTok would ever...
Would ever what? Watch a video of me?
Yes.
Putting together this
I think you're too stylistically different.
Oh, I guess so. I guess so. Not enough quick cuts, but I could, like I said,
You're going to need a whole bunch of quick cuts.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of keeping the folks at home. All right, so now we're going to put the powder in the middle and then roll this like a burrito. So let's be efficient here. I'm going to try one of these sprinkles. Ooh, very sweet. All right, so we're just going to put this in the middle. So this is going to be more like a burrito or a taco. So I'm going to do both at the same time. All right, and then I'll save the rest, I guess, for the ramen. Put that over there. All right, so how do we do I'll tell you what, something I've never been good at doing. Rolling burritos or tacos.
Oh, you've made the classic mistake of putting too much filling in.
I did. Oh, I don't know. I screwed it up.
Maybe just have more gyoza. Maybe you're like, I don't want any spring.
Why don't I just roll this?
I just want double
Why don't I roll
gyoza.
this? This is a disaster. This is a disaster. Look at this. Look at this. This one's going to be great. I'm going to pinch this like it's a... What's that type of pasta called? Folks at home, write in and tell me what that type of pasta is called. And then I'm going to pinch the ends.
Oh, are you talking about ravioli?
Ravioli. And as
it looks like
a wise man once said, ravioli, ravioli, bring me the formioli. I'm going to clear that and pretend like that never happened. Oh, it is literally just powdered sugar. Now this one here, this is going to be our masterpiece. Are we ready? So we're going to do one side over, other side over. It's happening again. It's happening again. So the reason I'm not saying anything just now is because first of all, I'm concentrating. Second of all, I'm furious. I thought this was going to go so well. I was so impressed by the gyozas. Our spring rolls are just complete failures. All right. They look nothing like the picture.
And I'm very surprised because you've had a lot of practice rolling blunts, and you really screwed this up.
I was really avoiding making that joke, given that I've never actually rolled a blunt in my life. I tell you what, if I'd rolled more blunts, these would be more successful. I can't roll wraps or burritos to save my life, and this is proving that even on a micro scale, I still can't do it. All right, now we're going to make the ramen. This is the bit that I'm most excited for, to make the ramen. This is the thing that I think drew me to this whole project, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to fill this up to the water line. My voice is shaking now because I'm so mad about the spring rolls. So I'm just going to relax. I think the ramen is going to be the thing. Relax. There's an ASMR hairdresser and barber who does scalp massages. And his like catchphrase in all of his videos, he goes, relax, relax. And then it's just the sound of constant traffic the whole time behind him. Unfortunately, that man died. I think this is slightly more water than we need, but I like a soupy ramen, excuse me. All right, now we're adding the powder from the brown packet, which is obviously this one here, soup powder. Have no idea what this is going to taste like. Okay, let's add this in and give it a mix. Let's see, I hope it's brown. Ooh, it'll come out brown. Tell you what's best about using in-jokes that nobody else is going to get.
It just makes you sound insane.
Yes. So I can't even begin to explain all of Linden's references because it would just take too long. Then the whole video would just be me explaining Linden's in-jokes. So we're going to mix this, and then what do we do? Oh, we're going to put some... Oh, we're going to make the noodles next. That's exciting. Tell you what this smells like. I don't know if you can smell that too, Linden. Can you smell it?
No.
I can smell it. It smells exactly like Coke. As in, cola. That's what it smells like. So I thought this was going to be like a savoury broth.
Why? Everything else tastes like sugar. I'm sure they'd put in a nice, savoury, salty broth.
I don't know. Also, how am I going to put the red lines on the gyoza? There's nothing here to make that. Oh, well. We'll find out. And I think this is about as good as it's going to be. It's looking like ramen broth, wouldn't you say? Let's get a nice closer look on that. I'll keep it there because it's actually a very flimsy. Oh, yeah. All right. And so next we're going to put this is still messy from last time. Next we're going to put the yellow powder in here. All right. Some problem I'm seeing straight away is that I forgot to put the water in.
Oh, well, I guess you're going to have to put the water in now.
No, the measurement will be wrong. So I'm going to put the powder back in the packet. Look at that. Look at that. I did it without making a mess. It's the best success we've had the whole video. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, let's get the water in there. You know, this would be the perfect point to cut that mistake out of the video and make it look like I didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say? But the problem now is that by lingering on it while I'm doing the correction...
I assume you're going to be cutting out most of what you're saying anyway, because it's like...
Really boring?
Really boring. Or as you would say, it's a little boring.
Well... I guess we'll see. This is something I'm going to have to decide on in editing. Now, through the magic.
You're going to look at this footage and be like, it's unsalvageable.
I guess if you're watching it, you'll know that that's not the case. But if you're not watching this right now, then you'll know that that's the case. So I'm going to mix this. Oh, look. Ooh. Linden is getting very artistic with the camera angles now. Very experimental. I like it how the powder goes in white every single time, and yet every single time I'm more and more impressed by the fact that it changes color as soon as it hits the water.
Oh, I see what you mean by the smell. They smell like those little cola lollies.
Yeah, they do. Well, this specifically smells like that, but I don't know what this smells like. Let me just smell it. Yep, it does. All right. I think that is mixed. And I'm going to taste it a little bit as well. Ugh. Okay. I won't reflect on that flavour because I'm going to stay relatively positive. This is going to be great. All right, now we're going to make our noodles. So we've got to somehow pierce the corner of this bag. Now the problem with this, it's got like a sealed section at the bottom of the bag. If it didn't have that, that would be so much easier to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the bag and then pierce through the corner like that. Because if I pierce through the other way, it's going to create 2 holes, isn't it? And I'm not a dummy. I am smart. All right, now I've got to potentially shovel this yellow stuff into... I don't know how I'm going to do that.
Oh, if only there was like a spoon or something.
Wow, it's set like jelly. In between our cuts there, it's sort of set. So hopefully it squeezes out all right. I can always add some water in if it doesn't want to play nice. Now, while we were taking a break just now, because this filming process is incredibly hard on Linden the tripod here. While we were taking a break, Linden just spent some time to laugh at my spring rolls. Because he didn't really get a good look at them because he's looking through the camera lens. But yeah, you've got to look at them in person. And just started laughing because, let's face it, they're not the prettiest spring rolls in the world. Oh, look at that, he's getting experimental with the angles again. I've got some good news and bad news over here with my ramen noodles.
The thing I was worried about happened.
Come back on this side so you can get a good look. It's not coming through. Oh, look at that. It's coming through, but... I can't see anything. Oh. There we go. It's finally coming through. Again, children have to achieve this. So I am squeezing...
You're making very long noodles.
Well,
I guess there's a lot to do. Now this is going to take like...
I have no control. I have no control over the length of the noodles. But, who wants short noodles in ramen anyway? I'm not one of those psychopaths who, snap spaghetti in half before I cook it. Have you ever seen that? People, snap spaghetti in half before they put it in the boiling water. So it, sits in the pan properly. I know that it cooks more evenly if you do it that way. But, who wants short spaghetti strands? You got to, the whole appeal of eating spaghetti is that you have the long spaghetti strands. And we're going to get that whole beautiful experience with this ramen when it finally squeezes out of this bag. I might end up giving up once I feel like we've got enough noodles. But we want a real sort of really noodly ramen, don't we? Because if you went to a Japanese restaurant, and Linden, I know you've been to plenty of Japanese restaurants, but if you went to one and you ordered ramen and they came in, there was just maybe a little bit of noodles on the bottom of the bowl and the rest was all just soup or broth, you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you? You'd ask for your money back.
Sure.
Linden's focusing so hard on the filming now, making sure we got a good angle, that, yeah, he's dedicated to his job,
Well,
which we all appreciate. So, when was the last time you had ramen, Linden?
when was the last time I had ramen? That is...
At a restaurant, that is, because I know you eat ramen at home most nights.
I would have said maybe a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. And what flavour ramen did you have?
It was spicy beef.
Okay, was it tonkotsu broth? Or was it,
It was
the one that's pork? I think tonkotsu is generally pork, is it not? There's one that's fish. There's a fish-based
I don't
broth.
recall. It wasn't big on the broth. It wasn't a big proper ramen. It was more of the noodles.
Was it an udon noodle or was it a ramen noodle?
They were ramen.
Because udon noodles, again for people out there who don't know, are nice and thick.
Do you name any other
Type of noodles?
Yeah.
No. So the only two I know in Japan...
I'm not surprised you can't name soba noodles.
Oh, soba. I did know soba, but I'd forgotten. Because, soba is not a word that I'm generally familiar with. That's another one for the Christmas card, Mum. Make sure you include that. These are quotes, by the way, you can attribute to me. I think we're reaching the end of our noodles, unfortunately. Because, first of all, this is a massive pain to do. This is the bit where the mum steps in to help the kids. Because they'd be going, man, it's too hard, I'm bored, I want to eat the egg already. The egg! I'm gonna say
yeah, you should have put a little bit on the egg.
I was going to say I'm going to save the rest of this for the... Oh, well, let's put a little bit in the egg now.
In the avocado.
The avocado-shaped egg. Alright.
We're going to get lots of great shots of just your arms and like some out-of-focus stuff going on.
There we go. There we go. Get out of there, you. Alright. Right. Can you see this? Look at that. There we have a beautiful small egg. Just sorry, I hit the camera. Alright. So now that we've made our egg and now that we've made our ramen, let's move on to the next step. Alright. Oh, it says decorate. Here's the thing. We don't have anything to make the Naruto red, but I do have a plan.
You're going to get the fillings and rub it on it so the colour comes off.
That's right. So I'm going to do this as well. I'm going to put this... It's disintegrating. As soon as it hits the water, it just starts
I
disintegrating.
think it said put that in the water.
Well, what else am I going to do with it?
You were meant to put it in the gyozas.
Well, that was my plan, but that may be easier said than done. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get a little fingerful. I'll get a fingerful. And then I'll just sort of smear it on top of the gyoza.
Oh, no. You are meant to put it in the ramen.
All right. So this is the most exciting part, folks. This is the part that I said fart. This is the part that you fast forwarded through the whole video to see. The final assembly and the most exciting part, the eating. So let's put the egg in the ramen. We've got to do this very carefully because it's...
I'd do that last. Because you've got to move the ramen.
Good point. But yeah, putting the egg into the ramen, just like we're about to do here, is a vital part because you don't want to put it so it's yolk side down because that just ruins the look of the whole thing. All right, so what's supposed to go where? So I'm guessing this is supposed to sit like
That's
this.
where the ramen goes. That's where the pudding goes.
All right, let's get our ramen and put it on there without spilling it because this is very finicky. There we go. Let's put our gyoza in. I'm trying to be delicate, but it's very difficult. And then we'll put the egg about here, shall we? Damn it! I did exactly what I didn't want to happen.
It's okay.
Okay, now that looks much better, doesn't it? That looks good. All right, so now we've got to assemble our spring rolls. We'll put those over here like this. Like this.
Our spring mangles.
If we put them upside down, they won't look as bad, will they? And then, in an equidistant fashion, we will place our gyoza down. We'll put them on top like that.
Sounds like you said in an equine distant fashion.
Equidistant, I said. That may not even be a real word. Now, here is the moment of truth. We've got to get the jelly out of the cup in one piece. Yeah-yo, dreaming. Tell you what I'm going to do.
Flip it upside down and then push it out.
Well, that's the easy way of doing it. The mold just bent. Oh no. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it open. I'm going to cut it open. Like you would do like a silicon mold. Right? Oh no. This is already a disaster. I knew this would happen.
Yeah, this looks like the intended way of bringing it out.
Alright. You know what?
Follow the instructions. Just scoop it out.
I'm going to scoop it out. Oh.
Shh, that's not so bad.
There we go. Nobody is any the wiser. If you get the right angle...
Dinner is served.
Look at that. No one's any the wiser that I screwed up the jelly. All right, let's get a bit of a rotation going here so you can really take everything in. Look at that, right? So we've got our ramen over here with our little egg and our Naruto. We've got our What are these again? Gyoza and spring rolls, which do not look screwed up at all. And we've got our little perfect little
little what?
mango pudding here. And everybody drinks. And now let's just compare it for Skittles and bits to the box cover. Right, so that's what it's supposed to look like. Ta-da! And there's the finished product. Let's go side by side. Can you get both in? There you go. Nice shot of the scissors too. All right. So I tell you what. The ramen doesn't look exactly the same. It looks a little better, doesn't it? But everything else looks. What can I say? It looks okay.
Yeah.
Can you get like a nice close glory shot while in focus?
Well, I can't promise focus, but I can.
Like real sort of like almost YouTube thumbnail-esque shot of the dish. Oh, look at that. Look at this. It's like we're in a Japanese restaurant. Yes. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right, now we'll get to the part that everybody wants. Let's,
Straight into your crotch.
I thought that might happen. Let's try everything and see what it tastes like. So luckily, there's enough here that we can share it between the two of us. Linda doesn't want it. So let's start off with the most exciting part. So I know that I'd typically, if I was in a Japanese restaurant, I'd typically start off with the entree stuff, right?
Right.
And I will. Why not? So I'm going to start off with the spring roll because they're the ugliest. And let me taste it, and then I will...
Do you want like a...
You don't have to show my face. I can just describe it. All right, so I'm going to bite into this spring roll and see what it tastes like. I wonder if it's going to taste exactly like the gyoza. Let's see.
Did you want to dip it in the broth?
Maybe I should.
Sounds good. Sounds real nice.
So the wrapping, the white sort of dough stuff, doesn't really taste of anything. It has like a tiny amount of sweetness. And then the filling, the ingredientes, are just powdered sugar. So they taste super sweet. So what would I make it similar to? Like what would be a similar flavor to powdered sugar? Sort of like a sherbet. Like it's very similar to like a sherbet flavor without sort of like the sourness of a sherbet. Very similar texture. The gyoza is just going to be exactly the same. Let me just eat it for, I might eat the whole thing. It's exactly the same.
Oh, really?
What a surprise. It's exactly the same, but it's a better shape, isn't it?
Now I want to see you eat the noodles like actual like noodles.
Let's see how we go. So try not to get too much of my hand in. Let's pretend like we're eating spaghetti. The whole thing's rotating. Just like on the front cover, we're getting like the noodles out. Look at that.
It's going to be hard to eat.
Whoa. They're actually a lot longer than I thought they would be. Maybe I should have done the psychopath thing and snapped them in half. But I couldn't control the length and I've spilled
I think they've grown longer.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's pick this up, put it back in. Let me try the noodles and tell me how I... It's weird because I'm still not expecting it to be sweet. The noodles taste like almost lemony, but maybe because they've been sitting in this cola-flavored broth for such a long time. I'm going to go for the egg as well, even though we know what the egg is going to be like. There you go, nice egg.
Well, it's marinated.
Yeah, almost no flavour whatsoever.
All right, now for the pudding.
I'm just going to sample some of this broth as well. Like I'm in a... I'm going to drink it Japanese style as well. Ready? That was what I was doing, but you literally slurped over the top of me slurping. So let me do it just for authenticity. It's so small I can't get like a proper sip in. And the noodles just went straight into the back of my throat. Okay. Now it's dessert time, right? So now we get to eat this thing that was such a pain in the ass to get out. Not that it was in my ass. But this thing is the thing that I'm excited for. This is the thing that has the potential to be the tastiest thing on this whole platter. Let's go. I tell you what, it is the tastiest thing on the whole platter. It is.
That's not a high bar.
It's not a high bar because it tastes a little bit of mango, but it mainly tastes of like gelatin. but not like in a jelly way. Sort of like in the same way that this is very sort of rubbery. This is exactly... Let me go in for a second taste. Yeah, it tastes like nothing at first. My initial reaction is it tastes of absolutely nothing. And then the mango flavour hits you right at the end, almost as an aftertaste. And so what I'm going to do at the end here, I'm just going to dump all this together, put that in there, stir it around a bit. Because the Coca-Cola broth has the most flavour, so that overpowers everything. And then I can just eat it all in one go. And that'll be the piece de resistance. It is so sweet. That Coke flavoured broth is so sweet. Like, if you thought Coca-Cola was sweet already, and if you dump like a tablespoon, if you dumped a tablespoon of sugar into Coca-Cola, it still wouldn't be half as sweet as what that broth is. So, that was our Popin Cookin. Whatever this says. There might be a nice translation that appears on the screen right now to let everybody know. Would I recommend people do this? If you like the process of putting this stuff together, then absolutely do it, because it's going to take most of your afternoon. And it's a great way for our kids, I guess, to waste a bit of time on a Saturday. They're going to struggle if I struggled. So it might be better off if you're a more creative adult. Mine never looked like that. That's what I'm disappointed about. Mine never looked like that, really. But at least we got close. But yeah, would I recommend people eat it? No. Don't eat this unless you have a sweet tooth or like a very mildly sweet tooth. I don't. So I would not be getting this again. I'd probably get a different one just to put it together. But yeah, don't rush out and buy this if you're looking for like a flavor sensation.
It's all sticky.
Yeah, my hands are super sticky. No change there. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Say goodbye, Linden.
Bye, Linden.